tandem. Tandem is the funnest thing about drifting, hands down. So when you're first getting started with tandem, just ask somebody that's a good driver, leads a good line, say, hey, do you mind if I like chase you around a couple times? And you're not trying to get up on his door. You're trying to stay back like 10 car lengths, something like pretty much way back. But what you're doing is you're kind of like seeing where he goes, getting used to having a car in front of you because that's a different experience. And you're going to see that you're going to be focusing on them some, which is what you want to be doing. But now you have multiple things going on because you're on track with someone else. So kind of start there, get comfortable with that. And then really once you're ready, it's all about the main thing with tandem is trying to be as close as possible, matching their angle, matching their line, matching their speed. You're basically a copycat. So if you ever played Simon Says as a little kid, now we're playing Simon Says with drift cars. So right on their door as close as possible. But that takes a long time. To get started, you're just going to follow them. You're going to try to copy what they're doing. It's better when you're getting started to be a little bit further back, but be online with them, same angle, rather than being way shallower or anything like that, and kind of cheating your way in. Once you start getting comfortable and you're like, man, I'm 6 cars back, but I'm really like matching their angle, right? Matching their line, everything's good, back and forth. Then I would just work on trying to get as close as possible. So start working on when you're coming down the straight, figuring out how fast you need to be next to him, getting that correct initiation point so that you can be right on his door. Because one of the big things with tandem is depending on power level, grip level, how fast the driver is, things like that. If you're going to be close on someone, you're probably going to need to start close, unless you're in something super high horsepower and you can just kind of play catch up. So now that we're at the track, we got our 2 cars here. Just for all intents and purposes, this will mainly be our lead car. This is our follow car. Coming down the straight, and we're making a left. So the outside car always leads first. So if we were coming down this straight and our first turns are right, we'd be set up like this, and this guy would lead, and this guy would follow, right? So we're coming here, leader's on the outside of the turn. Usually if it's like in Formula Drift or something like that, you have a chicane. A chicane is basically cones that are set up coming down here like that and like that. So it requires the lead driver to essentially make a turn and then go. That's going to allow the follow driver to keep pace with him, and it kind of eliminates the whole drag race effect at the start. So, right, you guys start rolling, you look at each other, thumbs up, let's go. So you take off. Depending on what the corner is like, you may position yourself right next to him, or you may position yourself, kind of right there, or even right here. That's kind of the new thing in FD is the tail to nose initiation. So rather than initiating on door and being on a tighter line, see, because if we go like this guy's making a tighter turn than this guy. They actually want to see you initiate nose to tail. So you're doing the exact same initiation and you're on the exact same line. You're just basically following this guy, paying attention to where the lead driver is going, watch for his initiation, and then you're going to initiate essentially at the same time, right? And so we're going around here. This is our first corner. We've initiated. We're tandeming. You need to anticipate when he is going to make that transfer to the next turn, and you're going to have to do something to move yourself back a little bit to give him room, right? So you can do a left foot brake. You can just get off throttle a little bit, do a handbrake, kind of anything you want to do. You can even throw in more angle too. That's not necessarily always the best, but if you were to come like this, you could throw in more angle, slow yourself down, allow him to transfer, and then come around. But I would say as you're getting started, you're not going to be that close, but still focus on that. Focus on giving yourself or giving him room, right? Even if we have a whole car length, give him room. So we're coming around this corner. We're nice and tight. We're going to hang back a little bit. He's going to transfer, and then we're going to transfer. and then we're going to come right back up, right? So he's going, we're going to come right back up in there, come around this corner. So now it's same deal. We're all sick, tandem, maybe bumping the door a little bit. And then we get here again. Now it's same deal, right? So this turn is not, if you notice this turn over here, this was kind of like almost a straight in here. This is going to be coming from this turn, slowing down into a real wide swing. So this requires even, in some ways, more room, but it's going to allow you to get really tight again if he lost him anywhere here, or even if you are tight, to maintain that proximity. So come in here, you're going to give him a little room. He's going to transfer around, and then this is going to allow you to do your transfer and get really in tight on there and bring her around town, right? So now it's the same deal here. Back off a little bit. He transfers around. You get back in. This is where it gets fun, the straights. I see a lot of people when they're getting started, and this is totally fine, just back off on the straight, right? So give this guy room. Let him do his thing. You're not that far back, but right, we're back here. So we're just kind of like that. We're not actually getting up in there. When you want to get gangster, you want to drive it like a pro, we're going to stay tight all the way here, and we're just going to have a little touch off. Let him go and get that sweet, bam, transfer like that, jump back in there, and then back off, bam, jump back in there, bring her around town. That's how it's done sick. So when you're getting started, though, like I said, give the guy room. Don't bash into people. That's one of the most infuriating things, because you can see even with our model Hot Wheels here, it doesn't go well. So, right, we're coming around, tandeming. All right, we did good here, all sick. And then, oop, I'm way too close. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then I'm just, bam, dude. Bosuzoku car down, dude. And your Hakusuka is destroyed. That is not what you want. So tandem is like the main skill of drifting. So once you get drifting down and you're doing tandem, that's what you're going to be doing, working on for the rest of your life. So now we've told you what to do. We're going to talk about what not to do. Lead driver just got a hatch, throws wise fab on it, has no idea what in the hell he's doing. You're following, right? All sick. Yeah. Oh, I got wise fab. I'm so sick. And then he comes around here, and you're out on his door, and he goes, whoop. And then you go, bam, dude. That is not what you want to do, because this guy is in his hatch with fucking wise fab, no idea what he's doing. So that's scenario one. Scenario two, this guy thinks he's all sick. Oh, I just learned a tandem. Day one, I'm going to just freaking get right on your door, dude. And I'm going to give you no room to transfer, dude. Look what happens. You're freaking done. You're Hakusuka. You don't have one, but whatever. You're out 200 grand. This guy, meanwhile, he spent all his life savings on building this sick-ass Bosuzoku car, and it's done, dude. So don't be that guy. Scenario three, Bosuzoku car up front. You're coming around all sick. This guy suddenly hits the freaking NOS, comes flying around here. You haven't even transferred yet, and he's, boom, right back into you. He crossed the track. It doesn't even make sense. Everything's up. Cars are on fire. People are screaming. Not a good day. It can get even worse, guys. So, right, boys are out, right? These guys are homies. We're having sick time. Thumbs up. Yeah, let's hit it. All right, we're ripping down the straight. We're going like this. We're having a good time. Transfer. Ooh, that was sick. Ooh, right up on the door, baby. Let's go. Same line. Everything's good. And then what do you know? There's a dump truck in the middle of the truck. And bam, everybody fucking hits each other and they're down. That is not what you want to happen. That is a horrible track day. Last crash scenario. This one really hits close to home. This actually happened to a friend. So, right, lead car, chase car. We're going down. We're ripping. Nice. Looking nice and tight. Get that transfer, give him the room, get back in there. We're coming around the corner, and what do you know? There's a shark, and both cars are eating. God, this is out of control. My friend's dead. I'm pissed off. Christmas is ruined. All right, thank you guys for watching. Before I let Matthias close it, we want to say one thing. Comment below and tell us which one you want to win. We're going to pick two of you that are going to win either the Bosuzoku sick-ass, almost Haugen Racing colors car, or the Hakusuka GTR. So please comment below. Tell your friends, comment below. Get yourself a sweet new ride. This would make for a nice daily or a nice drift car, or even a show car. So whatever you fancy. Just gonna leave those posted up there.